Hello everyone, welcome to my latest vlog. I was going to write this, but I figured there's an emotional side, an emotional concept to this, which I didn't think would be conveyed had I done a normal vlog. And I just wanted to share with you my thoughts on the situation of schools closing due to the coronavirus. And I wanted to share you my thoughts on what I perceive and what I feel, but also from how I see my students reacting to this. If you want to delve into the headlines and delve into what the media and what other sources are reporting, they won't necessarily cover the emotional impact of school closures. Not just schools will close, it's that communities themselves will be closed too. And that's quite sad. So when I first heard of the school closures, I wasn't surprised. We were predicting this. I think it was an inevitability that this would happen. We've seen other countries go through this, and they've shut schools. So I think it was just we just realised, yeah, it's going to happen, but we just didn't know when. Still didn't prepare me for the shock that I'm feeling at this moment. And I guess a realisation that yes, we are closing, and we're closing indefinitely. We will open again. It's not the end. We'll definitely open, but when we'll open is up for debate. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not as if we're not going to have any contact whatsoever. Our school are going to be teaching remotely. I have already set up classrooms in Microsoft Teams. So I'll be in regular contact with my students, whether it be through a FaceTime situation or typing. I might even see a couple of the students, which I actually will see a couple of students, if they still have to come into school, if they're children of key workers, of course. The biggest thing for me was the realisation that I might not see some of my students for quite a long time. And especially at this important time in their school year. There are students that are going to go into year 8 to year 9, and I know that can be quite an exciting time for them. They finally make the step up into, in some schools, a senior school. But this is an exciting time. There are students also choosing options, so they're choosing their option groups, and they're looking forward to essentially starting their GCSEs. In our school, we start essentially our GCSEs 1 term early. Year 6 is going into year 7. Like this is such a lovely time of the year where you, as a teacher, you see students change within a matter of weeks. If you compare them from when you started in September to where they are now, you see the real changes in them. And I just felt really sad that I won't see that. And it's going to be blooming weird, to be honest with you, to come into my classroom on Monday morning, which is normally my busiest day, and for it to be empty. In a school that really values the community and the people that serve it, for me, school is just, it's my world, it's my life. These are people, I have colleagues who I have tremendous respect with, and I get to work with them every day, and every day they make me laugh, and every day they support me, and every day they inspire me. The students come in and they teach me something. Every lesson I'm always walking away with a lesson that I've learned. And I love the classroom dynamic. I love being in the classroom. I love being able to look at what my students are doing and interact with them and actually engage with the beautiful process of making music, exploring music, taking an instrument, figuring out how it works, why it works. And for the foreseeable future, I'm not going to see that, and that's upsetting to me. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've had to think about. But there are some positives that I'm trying to get out of this. And one of the positives is the use of remote learning, and my director of music had a fantastic idea in regards to how we can still see students' progression as musicians. If students have instruments at home, I'm still going to send them charts and worksheets for them to work on. And the idea is that during our allocated lesson, by the end of it, they'll send me a recording of what they've done. And I'll still be able to assess it and listen to what they're doing. Which gave me a fantastic idea for my ensemble, where I was thinking of uploading backing tracks to songs that we would have played. And the backing tracks will be differentiated, so there'll be backing tracks for frontline players, there'll be backing tracks for guitarists, drummers, bass players, you name it. I could submit the backing tracks of the tunes we're working on, and the same thing, I'll send them the parts, and they record their parts and they send them to me, and I get to listen to how they're working on it. So that excites me, and in a way that I'm interested to see how the students step up and they cope with that. I know a lot of peripatetic music teachers across the country are using a similar method. They're going to be using Skype and FaceTime with their students. So it will be really interesting to see how students and staff respond to this way of making and learning music. In summary, I sincerely hope we all get better. Of course, there'll be families that will be feeling the after effects of this, and I just sincerely hope that we will get back on our feet as soon as we can, healthy, relatively safe, but most importantly, we continue to support each other. I've been really touched by the level of support that we have in our community here. It just seems that crisis does bring out our character. From what I've seen and heard, there are students who are being incredibly fantastic in how they're coping with it. They're going through a lot of anxiety, especially exam students, but they're already looking positive, and they're already looking at what they can do to help. We're going to have one more rehearsal today in my ensemble, and I just said to everyone, if you feel safe to come, please do come. But we're going to make it our last rehearsal. I've tried to invite a few people to come along as well. So I wanted to turn it into a nice little celebration and just kind of remind students as to what we do with music and why we're here, and why it is important. And it goes beyond the notes that we read and learn on the chart. It's a collective, and we grow as musicians together. We buy only 2 packs of toilet roll and not buy 15 and 20. Seriously, you don't need that much toilet roll. It's fine if you bought 2 packs, and if everyone bought 2 packs, we'd still have enough toilet roll. Same for food as well. We're fine. We're not going to run out of food. So just stop buying so much blooming food. Okay, everyone. Well, I wish you all the best. Please take care of each other. Please stay safe, stay healthy, look out for each other, do the right thing, support each other through this time. And I hope one day that we'll get back to coming back to school, coming into this learning environment, and continuing on the good work that we do. So, thank you.